Are
It
we doing it
crashed.
in English only, right? We're doing it in English, right?
Is it that? Yeah, I mean, we
Um,
try to do it in English.
Marathi is fine.
Marathi is fine.
Marathi is fine. Okay, so I mean, what episode are we on? I don't even remember the last time we did 3H podcast.
Seven.
Seventh
Oh,
episode.
see, this guy is on top of his research. Okay, so before we do anything, before we start anything, before we say anything, Farhan, can you show us your art that you did for
Yes,
this
please.
episode?
Yes.
Special art. Yeah, so we just wanted to say
Spoiler
that
warning.
Farhan is a
Spoiler warning.
spoiler.
Spoilers.
That's it. That's the episode.
I'm a
Thank you for
spoiler.
tuning in. Farhan is the spoiler. And
I
Himanshu
am
and
the
Farhan are
spoiler.
flexing their
Yes, sir.
PS4s for some reason, which is like last gen. Like PS4 launched 7 years ago, guys. Come on.
This was a free theme.
Of course, of course.
Okay, I actually wanted to do some news, but there's not much news anyway. But there is one major news that the GTA, the classic trilogy, San Andreas, Vice City,
Oh
and
yeah,
GTA 3 is getting
Hmm.
yeah.
I
remastered.
haven't heard about that.
So, are you
Are you guys
guys?
happy?
I mean, I'm only
Uh,
happy for Vice City because of the
I have
soundtrack.
to
That's it.
see like what
Okay.
kind of a remaster it
Yeah, true.
is to be
yeah,
happy about
Yeah.
it.
true.
It
And
should not be like Prince of Persia. I mean
They,
that
they,
was pretty
they
underwhelming.
said
Upsetting.
it's an Unreal Engine. I mean, what's happening there?
really, they're remastering it in Unreal Engine.
No, he's
Unreal Engine.
asking. He's
I
asking.
Oh,
No,
oh
no,
no.
no. I'm telling.
Oh, you're telling? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm telling. It's an Unreal Engine. That's what I heard. I
I
could be
don't
wrong,
know.
but because
If
it
it's
sounds a bit too much for a remaster
Hmm.
of a
if it's
2004
like
game.
that, like those Capcom games, the Resident Evil remasters. If it's anything like that, I think yeah, it's something to be excited about. But I have to see the trailer or some glimpse
True.
from the game to be excited about it.
True that. Yeah. I hope
Hmm.
it's a
I
remaster that gives it
speculate.
justice. Like
Ha, true.
it's mainly for preserving these games. I mean, I know we would all
Yeah.
have loved to get like GTA 6, but it's okay. I mean, they're preserving uh these games, and these are really good games. I mean, if you've never played it,
Have you
it's
seen the
Yeah,
Assassin's
definitely.
Creed trilogy remaster?
mm,
So
No.
oh,
that was
the
like worse than
Ezio
the
the
original
Ezio
one.
collection or
Yeah.
something, right?
So they actually
It,
Wow.
it was
downgraded
a
it in the remaster.
it's a collection,
Nice.
no? Just like
Did they? I don't think they said that they're remastering. I think they just
I
they
don't.
just clubbed it all together, and but they were like, yeah, collection.
What was that?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a collection. We don't have a remaster of Assassin. I would have known.
Ooh, look at you,
Speaking of
huh?
Assassin's Creed,
Nice.
No, no, no. Hey. No, we're
Yes.
not transitioning
Hey,
yet. I'm gonna
Wow.
explain. So I came across a random post on Instagram, and
oh right,
it talked about
yeah,
video game endings, and I thought
yeah,
this could be a really cool topic because I mean, so many video games get the ending wrong. Like you've been playing for hours and hours and hours, only to have like a
yeah.
shit ending. Last of Us Part Two.
Rusty Lake.
Um, Rusty Lake, yes.
Oh.
A very underwhelming ending. Like, you've been Rusty Lake is still fine.
Yeah.
We didn't play for too long. I mean, Last of Us Part 2 was absolute garbage, but yeah, we've talked about that enough. Anyway, so yeah, it's really hard to nail video game endings because how do you conclude and how do you make the 40 or 20, 30, 40 hours that the player has put in worth it? So
Mm,
yeah,
true.
I decided. I mean, we decided because 3HP is a team, but mostly me. We decided
We.
that we should do a
We.
video game
Mhm.
endings episode, and so here we are. Hopefully, we don't take too long. And the one rule that we had in selecting the games was that we couldn't select the games we talked about in the story episode, like our favorite stories, because that just would be redundant and repetitive, and we all know repetitive is bad.
And that doesn't include me.
So
Yeah. Oh,
so
Karan
we
wasn't
we
there?
are skipping Red Dead
I wasn't.
Redemption 2. Yeah, Karan was there.
No wonder that was such an amazing episode. Fuck.
Was it now?
Oh.
By the way, my bot is. Oh,
Oh.
that isn't my bot. Thanks,
Hmm.
Himanshu. Wow, what a
Yes,
fail.
Himanshu is your bot.
Himanshu is my bot.
My bot.
I I've
I
trained him
like that.
first.
You trained him on
So, who would like
He'll
to
get a
Nice.
go
treat.
first to talk about the last, that is the ending? Oh my God, he's already here. Bro, like, okay, yeah, let's do it. we'll talk about it when you talk about your gamies, games.
Games.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Meeting chalu.
So I actually plan to do Infamous Second Son, Assassin's Creed, and Squadrons, but that's too much of content because this is Assassin's Creed trilogy, the Ezio trilogy, and itself is 3 games. So those are like 3 endings. But to set the premise, it's why in the first place I like such things because there is a theme across all 3 of these games. Okay, Infamous Second Son, you could play the game um, as a good guy and as a bad guy or an anti-hero perspective. Assassin's
Hmm.
Creed, you play as Desmond Miles and Ezio. Uh, what's his name? Ezio.
Auditore da Frente.
Auditore,
Yep.
Auditore, yeah, right. And in Squadrons, you play from the Republic's pilot and the Empire pilot. So so whenever they have such games, it gets me very intrigued.
Hmm.
And Assassin's Creed 2 was my entry into PC gaming, like real entry into PC gaming. Okay,
So you like games where there are like two protagonists,
not two protagonists,
Like two
two
parallel
stories,
stories.
Can can
parallel
or
themes
like
going
can
on.
you guys
Last
see
of
the
Us
YouTube page?
Yeah.
Part Two?
Mm.
We
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
but it's not full
Last of
screen.
Us. Last
Not
of
on the
Us
stream,
has to
not
be.
on the stream, Karthik.
Why are we talking about Last of
No, no,
Us?
not
Come
on
on,
the
dude.
stream,
We'll,
but
we'll
can
just
you
end
guys
up.
see it? Can you guys see the YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I'm
can,
streaming
we
on
can.
Yeah,
YouTube.
we can
Okay.
see.
Yeah, now I'm changing to the. So I'm gonna have like a transition. So imagine this is the transition. And we're
Thanks
transitioning
for
into
Okay.
ruining it.
Do we all do it?
Uh,
yes. No, it's okay. Yes, continue, please.
so I'll skim over few details, focusing on the endings of all the 3 games.
Hmm.
Actually, 4 games. Sorry, guys. So starting with Desmond Miles, he is in the present era, and his ancestor Altair Ibn al-Ahad is in, if I'm not 15th century. Ezio is in 16th century and Altair is in 15th century. So anyway, the point, the basic plot is that there was a species called the Isu, the first civilization, who created humanity to serve them. Okay, and they have also created pieces of Eden, which helps to control these humans. There are 2 pieces of Eden: the staff and the apple. Okay, so the entire premise is that assassins and Templars, the bad guys, try to get control over the pieces of Eden and control humanity, basically to rule,
Hmm.
of course. Uh, Going into a bit of detail in Assassin's Creed uh, 2, where I want to start. So Desmond is put into this machine called Animus. Okay, and Animus helps you access genetic memories of
Hmm.
your ancestors because they say that your DNA is not just information; it's also memories, memories from all your ancestors. So if you can access it and render it, you can see what happened at that moment in time. Okay, and that sets you in the game. You're in the memory of Desmond Miles, the present day protagonist of the game. Um, it's so he's in the Animus, and he's accessing the memories of Ezio, the guy that you see on your screen. Okay,
Hmm.
and he is of course assassin. They are trained in parkour and whatnot. But at the end of Assassin's Creed 2, they find the apple of Eden and the staff. When they combine it, it opens a vault, and the vault has a message from an Isu. Her name is, I think, Minerva, something like that.
Minerva.
Okay,
Okay.
Minerva, yeah. And she explains that there occurred an apocalypse,
Hmm.
which cleared out the entire species of Isu. Only 10,000 of the humans remain, and 3 of the Isu remains, which is Minerva, Juno, and Jupiter. Okay, and and now the most interesting part about this ending was they said so the game was released in 2009. Okay, and the memory that you see, Meneva says that there was one apocalypse that wiped out my species. There is going to be a second apocalypse on December 21st, 2012, and
2012. Yeah.
I'm playing this game in 2009. Okay,
Oh.
and it's so fucking interesting
Hmm.
that it just gave me that chills. Like, oh, I mean, they're predicting in real time, kind of. and
Yeah,
because
so you
that
remember
was also
there was going to be an apocalypse. The movie is also based on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
yeah
that only,
2012.
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Same thing like that.
exactly.
obviously.
Mayan
Same exact
calendar.
thing got me
Yeah.
intrigued for the game as
Yeah,
well.
true. So when that happened, that was like it gave me a very good. So actually, we were supposed to find something inside the vault, but it ended up being a message from an issue. But this message was worth it, in my opinion, where they tell you that world is going to end in 2012 December 21 while you are in 2009.
Hmm.
Okay, so
So,
that
2012.
is what. Hmm.
so the Animus part of the game is based in 2009,
Um, I
or
think
is it
so.
futuristic? I mean, I've only
No,
played
it's not
Assassin's Creed
futuristic.
2 and I don't remember
No,
anything.
no, it's like modern day, but the technology, Anno's technology is
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
apparently
it's
Quite
futuristic.
advanced.
advanced and all that.
yeah.
Yes. So that is the end of Assassin's Creed 2. In real time, they escape the Abstergo Industries where Desmond was kidnapped and held. Abstergo is a front for the modern day Templar.
Yep,
Templars, yeah.
Yeah.
Templars versus
So
the
they
Templars.
escape, and that was the end of Assassin's Creed 2. And it was amazing. That game is my entry into uh, PC gaming. Okay, it
Hmm.
was just
PC.
yeah, not much of a PC gamer right now, but still. So before we transition into Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, yeah. Before we transition into there, we need to know that in the present time, Desmond was assisted by Lucy, who
Hmm.
was an undercover assassin working for Abstergo. Okay, and she helps Desmond escape, and they reach another Assassin's Creed hideout. Okay, um, they reach the hideout where they meet Rebecca and one more guy. I forgot his name, and they set up Desmond into Animus 2.0. I am not sure what was 2.0 about it because it was basically the same technology.
Hmm.
But
You can learn these skills as well, right?
the bleeding
Like
effect, yeah,
Desmond
true,
learned how to parkour and climb walls.
yeah.
Oh, yep, in
So of
real
course,
time, yeah.
yeah. So touching on that point, I think yeah, that was the feature of Animus 2, that it had something called as a bleeding effect, and if you access your ancestors' memory, you can learn their skills and inherit them in the real time timeline. So in the Brotherhood, they band together a lot of people, and they like that is like the one of the peak moments of the Creed happening in the 15th century Rome. And in the end of Creed 2, they tell that next piece you can find in Rome and blah blah blah. And then they reach Rome. We play the game, the entire story, and the ending of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood uh, was more interesting in the real time, in the present time. Okay, the ending showed uh, Desmond and these guys, these scientists, finding out uh, the apple that they were looking for so long. Okay, they find out where the apple is, and they go to the temple of Eden. I don't know,
Yeah. What was
and
the
they
name of the
find
apple? Apple of Eden, right?
apple of Eden. Yeah.
Yep, nice. So
Okay.
what did this
Hmm.
Apple of Eden do exactly?
That's where we are getting to.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
Isu,
Soon.
the species created these pieces of Eden. They used to control the human mind basically because they created human with consciousness to serve themselves. Okay, so they needed to control them. So pieces of Eden has the power to control the mind.
Hmm.
So what happens is they find the piece of Eden, and Desmond touches uh, the apple, and when he does that, he he is, instead of him controlling other people around him, he is controlled by one of the Isu, who is Juno. One of the three survivors is Juno, right? Yeah. This is the ending.
Hmm.
And should I wait for the climax or should I say it
No,
because
it's
it's
fine.
quite
Just
interesting?
say it. I mean,
Yeah.
this is just playing in the background. That's okay.
Okay. Cool.
Just
So
climax.
just yeah, this is the climax. So at the end, they find the piece of Eden that you see here. When he touches it, he is controlled by Juno, and Juno makes him kill Lucy, the girl that helped him escape from Abstergo.
Hmm.
Okay. The reason for that is Juno is like, I've seen the future. Lucy is going to betray you. She is going to take the apple back to Abstergo. And there's a lot of to and fro between Desmond and Juno, but Desmond has no control over his own body.
Hmm.
Okay, so everything freezes. Desmond is talking to Juno, and Juno makes Desmond kill Lucy.
Okay.
Okay, the one undercover assassin that was in Abstergo helping Desmond. So that was a real shock, honestly.
Hmm.
You're saying?
I actually wanted to say, so here Desmond is
Yeah,
already
yeah.
under Juno's spell slash
Juno's
shadow.
control. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, true.
Mm.
Yeah, now the conversation is happening. A lot of they have good dialogues too, by the way. There are
Mm.
no cheesy dialogues in the game. Yeah, forward it.
Can you
He
come
can't
back to my
control.
screen?
Yes.
Arey, dude, let it play, dude. I already said the spoiler,
No,
man.
Spoilers.
no, this is for Reuben.
Oh,
Reuben.
Spoilers. Hey, Ryu,
Hi,
you
hi,
came late,
Naveen.
okay?
Hey, you
Yes,
got late?
he got late. Yeah.
of
That's
course you
good,
did.
man. Like
Let's
we
continue.
support getting
Hey,
laid
congrats,
here
man.
at
Happy
3
for you.
HP.
Happy for you.
Definitely.
Yep. So
So
this okay, he kills
Lucy.
Lucy. So what next? In the third game. What happens in the third game?
So this is the ending of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Okay, and we enter into
Rele
Revelations.
Revelations, no, no, Revelations.
Relevation?
Revelations. There is a lot of background also going on in the plot where
Oh,
there is
really?
someone
Oh,
called as
wait.
Subject 16 who was the previous. So
Can't.
Desmond is Subject 17
Ek
in the
ek sec.
Animus.
Reuben,
Yeah.
can you hear me now? Hello, hi.
Oh, did we have audio problems?
Reuben.
Hello,
Reuben.
Oh,
hello, hello,
it's
hello,
because
Yes.
hello,
Karthik wasn't speaking.
His voice is
hello,
low.
His voice
hello.
is low.
Okay.
I think he means deep.
Can you can you hear me now? Is this okay?
Talk in a high pitched, high pitched, high pitched.
Oh my God.
Go high
Low,
pitched.
low, 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 low,
No,
low.
high,
Hi,
higher.
hi, 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 hi. I'm
चिल्ला
not
के बात
gonna.
Nice.
Nah, bro. I'm not doing high pitch, bro.
Dude, play the trailer of opening cinematic of
Oh,
IGN. Oh yeah, even that is
that's fine.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, even this is fine. So this was amazing cinematic trailer by the way. All of the Assassin's Creed trailers are fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Ubisoft knows
That
how to do trailers. If that,
yeah, true.
if it's
Yeah.
one thing they know, it's trailers.
And how did we get to trailers from endings?
Yeah.
We were
Fucking hell, man.
transitioning to anyway,
There is
even
a
the
slow
song
transition going
Yes.
a slow transition. So now Ezio is like pretty old at this point. He has mastered a lot of
on.
things. He has a huge brotherhood behind him. He's leading the effort, and he reaches Constantinople, Istanbul in real time. Okay,
Okay.
and again so now he is behind knowledge. That what did Isu want? What happened with the first civilization? What happened with the humans? Why are there pieces of Eden and stuff like that? And of course, there are bad guys, Templars, trying to find the same thing, shit like that. In the Revelations, it goes back to the first assassin that we spoke of, Altair.
Hmm.
And Altair was one of the scholars of his time, and he he gathered up this library of knowledge of history, basically, that has all the information you need.
Hmm.
But Ezio, in his effort to reach this or be the good guy, he has gotten really tired of
Hmm.
all of this because he has seen a lot of bad things happen. His uh, father getting killed
Yep.
by Rodrigo, someone who was a pope, and he has like the wrong reasons to kill him because Pope was the Templar.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, side note, there is a cinematic, sorry, live action episodes of Assassin's Creed where they show Ezio's father doing stuff, and
Doing
it's
stuff.
it's pretty
Doing
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
Fuck, man.
Doing
So he's
stuff.
not just sitting there, he's actually doing stuff?
I did not want to go into
Wow.
details. It
Yep,
it would
that's fair.
it would
Ezio's
just
father is
extend a lot.
doing stuff to Ezio.
Yeah, please don't. I mean, we're all getting one game, and Karan is getting 3 games.
Three.
But still, he wants to tell the entire story of 5 games, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So okay, cut to ending of Revelations. He reaches the library. He finds the library of Altair, and he has to find some keys. Those are the missions in the game. You find the 5 keys. You open the library door, and you find Altair's body inside. he is sitting on the chair and waiting for his death, basically. Like not alive, of
Hmm.
course, he's dead.
Hmm.
But that is how
Okay.
Altair died. And then he finds the second apple of Eden, and he is about to touch it, but he realizes his past. Okay, spoiler warning. This is going to be a really anticlimactic end, but it's meaningful and worth it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he finds the apple. He is about to touch it, but he does not touch it because he knows what happens when he touches the apple. It takes over. It makes you corrupt. It corrupts your mind.
Yep.
Okay, because it gives you that much of power, that much of ego.
Mm-hmm.
So he decides not to touch. Can you roll the ending of Revelations?
He just he shuts himself as
Like
well.
this.
Yes. He um skip to no skip to middle part.
Damn, this girl looks
Yeah.
ugly.
So he is looking at the apple
Hey,
How did
and
we
he
ever
just,
think this is like video game amazing graphics?
oh, I still think
Yeah,
I still like the graphic code. I love
it,
Assassin's Creed graphics. I mean, if you
really?
compare it by modern standards, I don't know.
I
But
mean,
when I played
the
that game, it,
the environments were always pretty, but I'm not too sure about the
Different
actual
episode.
character animations, the facial animations.
I think they were
Let's
good
not
for the
mix
time,
properly.
like when we used to play that.
Yep, true. Okay,
yeah.
so
For
where's
that
So,
time, it
is
was
this the ending?
so yeah, this is the ending. He decides. So now, right now, he's talking to Desmond. Okay. So you're supposed to be controlling Ezio, but now Ezio is talking back to Desmond.
This
The
is
one
Ezio.
yeah, this is Ezio.
Okay.
Desmond is a present time protagonist now.
Mm-hmm.
Ezio knows that Desmond is listening,
Yeah,
and he,
yes,
yeah, he
yes.
was saying,
He
like he
realizes
doesn't
that
know how it's not happening, but he
hi,
knows.
exactly. He says that I don't know how you're communicating to me, but I know you're listening. And I'm going to tell you what that I think I lived my life the best way I could, and he did, in my opinion. And then he sees Desmond,
Hmm.
and they're like, listen, I'm going to tell you everything, and that is the end. Then there is another cutscene with Jupiter, but that basically shows you the apocalypse that happened that wiped out uh, their civilization.
Is
But
this
for
Jupiter?
me, that this is Jupiter, yeah.
Okay.
For
Yep.
me, the real ending was when Ezio talks to Desmond and he
Hmm.
says like, "I'm retiring, but this is all. I hope you can give me the answers to those questions I had my entire life."
So, Ezio wanted the answers from Desmond.
Uh, yeah, in that fashion, yes,
Hmm.
because even at that age, after so much of experience, he does not have all the answers. He does not know what happened with the first civilization, why did they do it, and everything. And that those are the answers that you get uh, in this cutscene. But
Okay.
I still would want to end the game on Ezio telling Desmond that, listen to me, I'm going to tell you everything, and cut to black. That is a very good ending to me because uh, that that tells you that every hero does not have to finish the job. You can pass it on to the next generation.
Hmm.
You do your part, and you are good enough to do it. You're not supposed to be the ultimate person to save the world.
Nice.
And guess what?
Mm.
Desmond dies.
Desmond dies.
Yeah,
I
Desmond
haven't
dies,
played.
right?
Not, no, he's not going to die. We are going to
Himanshu,
then,
there's one more game left. What
yeah,
the hell, dude? There's one more
Assassin,
game left.
Assassin's Creed 4. I'm not going to talk about 4, but Desmond is still in Assassin's
Desmond
Creed.
wasn't there in 4,
No,
right?
for
He was
yeah.
He
there.
wasn't.
He
Was
was there. He accesses memories of Connor, the pirate.
Huh? Was that Desmond?
That was Desmond.
We
fun
weren't we
answer.
playing in first person?
No, there was no first person
No, the
in the
Assassin's
Black.
Creed 4 had first person. The so
Yeah,
their
No, but
their current current timeline was in first person. Assassin's Creed 4.
I said,
yeah.
whoa,
So
that way.
it started
Hmm.
in Black Flag, right?
yeah,
Okay,
4
fine.
was
So
Black.
I could be wrong, but anyway, the point is
You
that
are wrong.
okay, fine, I am
Mean man.
wrong.
Oh my God.
Like, are you going to talk about how third ended? Because that's very controversial as well.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's what
Not
I've
many
heard.
I'm
people like that.
no, no, no,
Wow.
no. Ezio is the end for me.
Video, this is video game endings, and we are not gonna talk about endings because
We are not
we don't
the
like it.
actual ending.
Dude,
It was
I'm
supposed to
Yes.
talking about Ezio's story.
The game started with Empire, and like that, the game went on to Ezio's story. Ezio was amazing as a character, and for me, the trilogy ended over there, and Assassin's Creed was
Yeah.
done. But then they moved on to Black Flag, and Black
Mm.
Flag was a good game. But then story-wise, they didn't really
Really
have
good game.
anything. And right now, I don't know where it's heading. I have no idea.
Yeah.
They've gone to the era of Vikings. They've gone to
Oh,
the era
by the
of
way, yeah, yeah.
Rome.
I don't care about Assassin's Creed after Ezio, though, to be honest. But fun fact, Desmond was voiced by Nolan now.
Oh, yep. Same guy
By who?
from
Yeah,
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yes.
Oh,
He
So
he
that is
also
it.
interesting.
voiced
Uh,
Nathan Drake, the main character from Uncharted.
Nice.
yep, yep.
So
Then in the
Nathan's
real
brother
time,
was
Des
what?
I'll just finish the thing and then we can move on.
Please do.
And then in the present time, Desmond meets his father and stuff like that, and then we move to
Huh.
the next. Anyway,
Okay.
but that was the ending for me, and I think all the three games ended pretty in a good way. I wouldn't call it the best climax, but the entire plot of stopping the apocalypse and the pieces of Eden, the Isu, the
Hmm.
everything that there was, the depth of the story and everything. It was just too good.
I'm
So,
glad that
I would.
they didn't
Mm.
ground the ending by just being like, oh, there was treasure, but it
No,
was
no, no,
nothing
no.
supernatural.
It
But
should have
I like
ended. It
that they
should have
hmm.
ended
included
over there.
this. Sorry,
It should have ended over there though.
where?
Where yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That Ezio was the perfect Assassin's Creed game. They should
But
have moved on to different projects after that.
but I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
dude. Like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed according to me. Like I love that game and like as
Story
an
wise or
Actually, it's a good
gameplay?
one.
both. I love that game.
Oh,
I love the setting of it. I love the shanties that people used to sing in that. I love the boat combat. Boat,
Hmm.
bol raha hu. I love
oh.
the ship combat.
Boat,
The ship.
Boat combat.
boat.
Yeah.
I love the ending. I loved how it made me feel like, when by the end they are showing like all the pirates, they used to just chill and have
Hmm.
like a lot of
Hmm.
ale and
Actually,
grub.
that was a really good game.
Yeah, and yeah, I think
Story
Assassin's
wise, the thing like I think during Black Flag only they went off track and they didn't really know what the story was about
Mm,
anymore because the whole saga was done. So
mm.
Black Flag was indeed a good game, but comparing it to the real life story, there was supposed to be an apocalypse in 2012, and we were like way past 2012, and the
No,
whole
he
point of
stops
the
it,
game was
right?
what?
He stops it. He stops it in
Yeah,
the like at the end of three. He stops the apocalypse by
Yeah,
sacrificing himself.
yeah,
so
something
it's
like that.
done. It's done.
It's
Now
Hmm.
done.
it is it I don't know like what is the story right now. How is it going forward? And I don't really care also as well for that. For
Mm.
me, I think
Now they're just playing with the trends. Like
Yeah.
whatever works,
They'll
they're
they're
just
change.
like,
doing that. They're just
oh, you
stuck to
want
that.
samurai? Okay, next game we'll have a samurai. Oh, you want this one?
Yeah.
Okay, next game we'll have this
Yep.
one. Simple as
Yeah.
that.
They're
And
milking the
Uh,
IP basically.
dude,
so
I tried to
Desmond,
get into sorry, just quickly. I tried to get into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I played it for like 2 hours and oh my God, there's just so much useless content. You're doing the same shit over and over again just to get like 1 minute of the story. So you're putting in 10 hours to get 2, 3 minutes worth of story, and then you're putting in 10 hours again,
Mm,
and it's
not
just
worth it.
that's
unnecessarily
like
so
the
long.
classic Ubisoft gameplay. That's how it is,
Yeah,
bro.
but then Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I was gonna say Revelation again,
Revelations.
Revelations, and Assassin's Creed 4, they were like sweet spot, like 20 hours, 25 hours, that's it. I
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
that's the sweet spot for games, that's
Yes.
it. Like if you want to tell a really elaborate story, just do it 20, 25 hours. But anything more than that gets a bit much, in my opinion, at least. So who's next?
Hmm. True.
Oh wait. Before we move to next, there's another small thing. They show sorry, but they show Ezio's death in Assassin's Creed Ember, which is an animated short. And if
Hmm.
someone has not seen
Okay.
that, do watch it. It's fucking amazing.
I've
But
seen.
I don't want to. I mean, there is no spoiler. He dies, but
He dies on the
the
bench, right? Like, on the bench?
he dies on the bench. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
he has a heart attack, and that is the most peaceful death of a hero I've seen.
Yeah,
Like with a heart.
Peaceful. Heart attacks are peaceful now.
yeah,
No,
man.
Pretty peaceful.
I mean, as
mm,
compared to
they are
other
the best.
deaths, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so Desmond was voiced
Mm,
by Nolan North,
yeah.
And Nolan North was in Uncharted, and in Uncharted, Nathan Drake's brother was voiced by Troy Baker,
Are you?
and Troy Baker was in another game where he
Oh,
voiced Joel. That was The Last of Us, and
wow.
that's how I want to talk about my game now. Hey, nice
Amazing.
transition. No, I really hooked in with
Ruben
that
says, can we talk about Game Boy games?
Yes,
Game
let's
Boy
not
game.
talk about Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
No, it's okay.
he
It's
just
okay.
did like
Continue.
such an amazing transition into Last of Us, and then
I
we're just like,
know the
nah, man,
transition
nah,
was
fam.
really good. Go, go for it. Go for it, Imanshu. So, what do you
So
like about Last of Us?
Super Mario.
Super Mario is in Last of
And
Us.
okay, so Last of Us Part 1. That was, I played it when there was only one Last of Us. And now
Bastard.
I have played two Last of Us, okay? So whatever I'm talking about is from the point of view of this guy, the one who has never played Last of Us
we
Part
are
2.
we, that's how we're going to transition now from
Let's
one
do that.
to two.
Let's do
Okay, so how the
Yes,
game starts, okay?
let's do it all together. सब लोग साथ में.
अरे bro,
You
left
have a
right
daughter,
yes.
confusion हो
All right.
गया.
We have a
and
daughter.
that
We have
daughter,
a daughter.
she
Yeah,
loves
we
you,
have a
okay? She
daughter.
bought you a gift. Just listen, you piece of shit. So she bought you a gift, and then she's waiting at home for her dad. Like, hey, dad, please come back. Like how we used to wait. But then suddenly there's a blast happening outside on the news. People
Hmm.
are saying there's a zombie apocalypse. Don't go out and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Mm.
So she's scared. Then her dad enters the house, and they're like, hey, what the fuck is happening? Let's leave. And then they try to leave,
अलग वाला.
but then the
Love
daughter
those
dies.
kids. Oh shit.
And in the beginning of the game, the daughter dies, and that was like one of the most painful beginnings for a game. Like that's when you really connect to the character, and I think that was done wonderfully. So Joel, after a lot of years, gets a second chance with. So there's another girl called Ellie, and apparently she's immune.
Immune to
And
what?
oh
Bro,
yeah, so
Did you
it's
just?
so
Wow.
Isn't
amazing.
that the?
The it was
Are
one
you
of the
like
Uh,
reading
most
it from?
it was one of the most painful beginnings of the game, and she died, and then
She
the
died.
the
The
father was
second
like, "What the
chance.
fuck is this?"
okay, so this virus
there's
called the
no
Cordyceps virus.
connection. Oh my God.
It's
There's
like
a virus
hmm.
called the Cordyceps virus that is basically a fungus that takes over your brain.
And that exists
And
in real life.
yeah, that exists in the next in the game. It is basically that has jumped from ants and insects to humans. So that is what is going on. And people need a cure for it. There is no cure for the that fungus, whatever that is. So Joel, basically, I don't want to explain the whole story. I think everyone knows it. So we have this journey where we have to smuggle Ellie from
She's
one.
just cargo.
Yeah, so she's just cargo. We are basically smugglers. We are smuggling Ellie from one place to the other, like from one end of US to the other end. That's right, man.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
no, I
Go
don't
for
know.
it.
Not
Go
From
for
where
it. Just go for it.
from where to where?
Go
I
for it.
forgot. Yeah, from somewhere to
Fine, dude.
somewhere. That's really far. And
Yeah.
then the thing is, the journey is is what builds the relationship of both the characters. And then when you see
Because
it,
of
you
daddy
also
issues.
because of daddy issues, because of whatever issues, man. So there are a lot of issues. There's so you go through the whole game with this one character who over time becomes really close to you, and you start liking the
Hmm.
character, and you build a relationship with the character because you feel like Joel when you're playing as Joel, and you want to protect this person, and you know that you have seen loss, your daughter has died, and shit like that. So basically, we have to take Ellie to the Fireflies, and the Fireflies have to work on the cure for the virus, for the fungus. Hey, why is Karan laughing, dude?
Arre, dude, continue.
Now, you go
I love
through
this
the whole journey, okay, from you fight with these cannibals, these pedophile cannibals, you fight with so many people, and you bring Ellie safely to the destination, and you almost die as well, where Ellie has to take in charge, and the whole journey basically ends at a position where you're at a position where Ellie is going to die. and you have already seen your daughter die, and you can you go through the loss again? Can you get rid of a person so easily again in your life? Like, are you even over the death of your daughter that you're going to lose another daughter? So then there's this question: what should we do? My new daughter is going to die. Like, I've got a second chance, and I think it's going to go away again. What do I do over here? And that is when we go rogue. We end up fighting with the fireflies. The whole game, what it was about, we're helping the fireflies to
Find a cure.
smuggle
Uh,
a
to
possible
find a cure.
cure,
Yeah.
a possible cure, and we go through all of that, and in the end, we are the ones who abrupt the whole mission. Like, we kill all the fireflies who were there in the hospital, and we steal Ellie from them. Like, she was never ours anyway, and we basically take her to our brother's place, and we tell her, we lie to her that, hey, there was no cure, they couldn't find anything, apparently they were more like you, and the game just ended over there on a lie, on a huge lie.
Hmm.
And for me, I was at a position where I didn't really care. I felt like the lie was worth it because
Oh, that way.
that's
I thought you didn't care about the story. Like I
Yeah.
didn't care.
I would lie to her, like, hey, I want to see you alive. I'm a selfish person. Anyway, the world has gone
Hell,
to hell already. Like,
yeah.
there's nothing much happening. So if I lose you, it's okay. It's something I would want to do. But
Hmm.
apparently, when the developers they asked in the team that what is your opinion about the ending, there was a 50-50
Hmm.
division. So some people agreed to it. Some said yeah, makes sense. Some said no, this is wrong. But mostly all the parents said that they would do the exact same thing for their child. And I guess the relationship that formed over the whole game, in the end, when you have to choose what you have to, like, we're not choosing, but then yeah, we are basically killing everyone just for that one person, so that one person doesn't die. You know, I think that was a really good ending to that such an amazing game. And I had not really seen that coming. Like, I
No one
didn't
did.
really I didn't really know what was going to happen. I just wanted to. I was busy with the journey. Like, I was enjoying that,
Hmm.
and at the end, like, it got me. And I remember I took a screenshot of Ellie where she asked that, hey, they are this exact scene,
Yep. This is
uh,
like one of the
where
most
she
memorable.
it was zooming on her face. I think after this probably,
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
or
This one. True.
so she asked that, uh, can I trust you or something like that, and he just
No.
lies to her
Yeah.
face
So
like,
this is where she's having that doubt. Um,
Yes.
hmm,
so basically, Joel tells her that everything that the Fireflies said. Um, everything that the Fireflies had been saying until now was not true, and there was no cure for it. So Joel basically told her that I didn't want you to die, and I didn't want you to die for no reason. Sorry, there's no point, and that's what he told Ellie, that there's no cure, there's no way you can extract
Dude,
the cure from your like sorry,
dude,
they can
wait.
extract the cure from your body. So yeah,
Aren't you saying the opposite thing?
wait.
Joel lied to Ellie, saying that there are a lot of people like you there, and they will find the cure. So we
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
need you. And
hmm,
Ellie's
okay,
like,
hmm.
I was so fucking confused.
Ah.
Yeah, dude, I was like, what the hell are you saying?
Oh, fuck.
Let
Yeah.
you finish
Sorry.
and then I can. Yeah,
Anti-spoilers, guys.
so
Wrong
Ellie needs
spoilers.
they'll have to open Ellie's brain up, okay? Like, they'll have to open her head to get the cure out because it affects the brain.
The
Uh,
nervous system.
the CNS, huh? The nervous system? I don't know. Whatever it
They
is,
take,
like, she'll die in the process. So basically, he gave up on the cure,
the only chance
like
of
a
finding a cure.
possible cure, like a
Yeah.
possible cure, and he gave up on that. And he was like so selfish that, hey, I don't care about the world. I just want you. And he just lied to her, like, hey, that's what happened. Like, there's no cure. There were other people like you and shit like that. And that selfishness is what sold me. Like, that was I really like that. That, hey, this guy, he just
Cool guy.
cool
You
guy,
know,
man.
watch Joel touching his watch again and again, like he like he's
That's a weird
accessing.
fetish.
Hmm. Yeah,
Array, dude,
I'm
that's the
Pendant.
gift that his daughter gave it to him.
Ah,
Please don't call it a fetish. Thank you.
I mean, you can see right just in this
the addition.
scene that Ellie is
This
not
scene, oh my god, the look
completely
she gives,
convinced.
dude.
Like, imagine these are ones and zeros. That's it. This is just computer programming. And look at the expressions, man. Like, you can see the like unconvinced look, but she's still deciding to trust Joel. And then it
Yeah.
just fades to
Was that
black.
mocap?
Yeah,
Do you guys
yeah,
know if there
yeah,
was
yeah.
motion capture?
Yep,
There
Yeah,
is,
definitely.
right?
there is, dude,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's why it's so
Of
damn
course, it's
good.
mocap, dude.
Yep.
You never know.
There
But in
is.
hindsight,
Obviously.
when you think about it, what if she would have just died? There would not be a Last of Us 2 and everyone would be happy.
That's true.
Oh,
That's the thing now. And I think that's why they wanted to make Last of Us Part 2. I mean, despite how I feel about it, this really set it
Hmm.
up really well. Like, they are like touching on that one decision. Wrong or right is not the point here. It's a controversial decision. I mean, as
Hmm.
Himanshu said, like the development studio was divided between which was the right decision, and that's exactly the kind of ending that that stays with you. Like it's such a gray ending. Usually, oh, Spider-Man saves the day. Oh, Batman saves the day. That's it. Just a white
Mhm.
ending. Everybody is happy. But this was like even for me, like this was one of my first exposures to an ending like this. Like, wait, that's it? So did he take the right decision or the wrong decision? And then you sit
Yeah,
you
it
sit with that
yeah,
with those
contemplating.
thoughts. Um,
okay, so the decision that was taken over here led to the decision that was that made that
That's it.
made
That's
that
it. Let's
ended
just
up
do this.
creating Last of Us Part 2.
This is just easier. Please, please, just do this.
So
The
when I
You
did
transition.
don't
play
have to
Last of
keep
Us
that
Part
up.
2, I thought that the decision was nice. But then when I played Last of Us Part 2, I thought that, oh my god, Ellie should have just died, man, in the first game. That's it. That's how it should have ended.
yep.
Okay. So moving on from one daddy issue to the other. Okay, let me take this over. Let's talk about God of War, please.
Daddy issues. Oh, I
See,
loved it.
that's how you do
So,
it, guys.
so
That's
Nice.
how you
Farhan,
do it.
Farhan, do the transition. Last of Us.
Okay. So there was. Okay, wait. I have to turn further. Hold on. So there was God of War, then God of War 2, then God of War 3, and then there was God of War. So we are talking about God of War, which is
I
actually the
didn't
fourth part.
turn so much, man. What the hell?
Yeah, but then you see, I had to do that transition.
Yeah.
So let's talk about God of War 4, basically. So if we go back to the first God of War and first trilogy, basically, like
Mhm.
we know that Kratos was like one badass character, right? Like we all know, like we loved him for that, like being that,
Boy,
like
Yeah.
yeah, the boy. Okay,
Boy.
boy.
we all love that. Like I don't know if you guys have you, all of you guys played like all the games.
Hmm,
Yes,
I have.
No,
boy.
I've only played the PS2 one. I don't even recall that.
I've played
No, the
one,
PS2
two,
1, 2,
three.
3.
I've
Have you
played all
played
of
the
them.
third one?
I think it
So
was.
when you play the third one
All of the
was like
games.
an all-out war, right, between uh,
Mhm.
the Titans and Zeus and like all the gods, basically. And there was a all-out war, and in the end, basically, again spoilers for God of War 3, uh, Kratos dies, kind of. Basically, it's like left as a almost like a cliffhanger where you
Dude,
think he's
Like
dead,
that
but
literally
that
a
ending,
cliffhanger.
that ending. When I played it for the first time, I thought that yeah, it's pretty good. But then when I saw the ending again, I thought, what a cringy fucking ending, bro. Like you are the symbol of hope and some shit like that. That's what.
yeah,
Have you seen that?
yep.
Wait, this one?
Do you guys remember the footsteps? I mean, it was footsteps or was it handprints? Something. There was blood.
That was it
Yeah.
was basically a trail of blood
Yeah,
that
yeah,
went over
yeah,
the water, and it showed that it basically gave us a possibility that we have not seen the dead body of Kratos. We've just seen him
yeah.
that he just disappeared. So he may be dead, maybe alive.
Basically. So I think that was. I mean, they just didn't want to end the franchise. That's pretty
Mhm.
clear and evident, and I'm so glad they didn't,
Yeah.
to be honest, because God of War 4, basically just God of War. I like how they
Bum,
just
bum, bum,
just
bum.
went for God of War because this was so different from the other games. Like they went for like an over the shoulder like camera angle and
Mm,
everything. They changed the whole perspective, the
Yep.
gameplay. I mean, the the mechanic was almost the same, like the fight mechanic and everything,
Hmm.
but with the arrow that sorry, with the axe, sorry, with
mhm,
the axe that was almost like Mjolnir. That was really good. I mean, I really liked that, like the fact that you can just throw it and just get it back again.
mm.
It makes me feel like
Yeah,
Thor.
it's crazy. Um, that mechanic is one
Yeah,
of the most fun mechanics ever in video games.
exactly. Exactly. And the added bonus that you have a child now.
Hmm.
I mean,
Daddy
you don't
issues.
expect a guy like Kratos to be like, okay, let's just settle down, have a family. I'll be a cool guy, but maybe in Scandinavian, in some Scandinavian country, and I'm like a cool guy now. I'm like this old guy, you know. But then suddenly he was like, okay, my wife died. And then he's just like suddenly starts being a god again because some random guy shows up at his doorstep to fight him. I mean, that was a pretty cool story. Like I really felt like that was like a really mature way to handle a character like Kratos, where they didn't go all like, okay, he's still that angry guy who just fights for no reason and all that. I
Yeah,
mean, that was pretty cool.
yeah.
Wait, so
Kratos
do
And
you know
was.
this
with
one
this,
thing that
Mhm.
that the guy who showed up at Kratos' house, he wasn't looking for Kratos, he was looking for his wife. Do you know about
oh,
that?
okay. Oh,
No,
I didn't know
was
that.
he?
So
No,
I thought
dude.
he came looking for
The
her.
yeah, he
guy.
was. So the thing is, he Kratos didn't really have anything to do. It was the wife and the child that was the problem.
Mm-mm.
Kratos thought that
Ah,
maybe it
the
was for
prophecy.
his.
I don't think so. I think so. The character I forget his name. What is his name? The main villain, the main antagonist.
Boulder,
Baldur, yeah,
Boulder.
Baldur. So what happened
Yeah,
was,
okay.
so basically Baldur's mother gives him this curse slash blessing that he could never be hurt by anything and he could never die. And
He
so
can never feel anything.
yeah, he could never feel
Yeah.
anything, and he couldn't feel any pain, basically. That was the curse slash blessing. So he heard somewhere that there is a very strong person living here, and he came here because, he, in his pursuit for pain, just to feel something, in his pursuit, like he came here, and then obviously he comes against Kratos, and then he provokes Kratos, and then Kratos just beats the shit out of him, and then he's like, huh, okay, cool, that wasn't even a scratch.
It's
Um,
like
Wait,
it's like
is,
50
is
Shades
that
of
is,
Grey.
is that what it is? I thought that it has something to do with the what was that? The prediction.
Yep, let's see. See, he's looking for Kratos because he says, "Oh, I thought you'd be bigger." Oh,
So
Wait,
he
we
knows
can't
he's
see
here.
anything. You're not putting it on the stream, yeah.
I am now,
You are.
but you're definitely the one.
Eh?
Yeah, even I thought he came for him.
Yeah,
Do you know Kratos' wife was a giant?
Oh,
yeah,
Are you giving the spoilers like before I even
yeah.
talk about the ending?
See, he says, and here
Angry
I thought
Amancho.
your kind was supposed to be so enlightened.
Ah, your kind.
No, no, no.
Yeah, so
He's
he's
talking
talking
about
about
Greek gods.
Kratos.
He
Yeah,
they never mentioned Greek gods, dude.
they do. Okay, so if you guys remember, there was like a almost like a mural or something,
Hmm.
like where you go and
The-
then they show the connection between different gods and different realms and everything. There was
yeah,
like this painting, and then that's where the all the Greek gods got like it's like
there
an
was the
Easter egg kind
Omega
of.
sign, then the
Yeah,
Egyptian.
yeah, yeah. Basically, so
this.
that's where they build that connection. And honestly, like in terms of storytelling, I felt this was like one of the best games
Hmm.
out there. Uh, with a child, he's like he's trying to just protect him basically, right? And obviously, you are like really powerful. You're a god, but you're not in your prime anymore. But you have to fight this insane guy who is also really strong
Hmm.
and just kind of make your way through, right? And yeah, so let's just go back to how his wife was a giant. That's like almost towards the ending. I mean, Karthik, if you can just
Yeah.
skip to the end of God of War.
That guy looked
I
like
mean,
he
that
would
was really good.
start singing some Imagine Dragon song out of nowhere.
Oh,
Wow, wow,
Okay, yeah, so
wow.
so basically the like what was the reason they came to this world? I mean, Farhan could tell you, or
The reason they came to which world?
this world, the giant world. So basically, like she asked to have her ashes
See, yeah,
spread
from the
on
highest peak, right?
from the highest peak
yeah.
in Jotunheim, if I'm not wrong. I mean, it's
in
been a
in
while, so I
all
forget.
realms basically
All realms बोला था
basically
अच्छा.
and then yeah, and then so they find out that this is not the highest peak. Then the okay, what's his name, the head, I forgot his name. I
Um,
love that guy.
Ymir.
uh,
Shit, man.
yeah, Ymir, I think Ymir. Yep,
Ymir.
yep.
Ymir.
YMIR, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
Ymir.
yeah, Ymir.
Yep.
Wait,
So
really?
Hmm. I
yeah,
think so. Yep.
good guess.
Yeah,
Okay,
good
and then
guess.
what?
So yeah, so he, like they go to the highest peak that they think is the highest peak, and then he goes like, okay, this is not the highest peak. Then he shows them that there's a way to access all the different realms uh, in their
Oh,
world or whatever, and then
oh,
so
okay.
then they just basically it's just a journey till there while they have to fight uh, Baldur, right? I think his name was
Yep,
Baldur.
Baldur.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, so yeah, they have to fight him,
Hmm.
and the best part is that he's Thor's brother, right? If I'm not wrong.
Baldur.
Modi.
What?
No, that's his son. Modi is his son.
He's the son of
Modi
Odin.
is Thor's son.
Oh.
Yeah, Baldur. So yeah, so obviously like that's like almost like a post-credit scene where arrives and everything. That's different.
Hmm.
But the end, okay, the
Half
end
brother.
where they have like even the big fight right between the two where
Hmm.
they there's the giant. I forgot the giant who was there, the half-dead giant, and I think it was Freya, right? Freya was his.
Mom.
Yeah. Shit, I
Who?
forgot all these characters.
Yeah, bro. Whom are you talking about?
Who? Baldur's mom.
Baldur's mom is, yeah, Freya. Freya.
Yeah.
She's the goddess.
Yeah. So she was the one who put the spell on him and everything, right? Where he can't feel
Yep.
pain
Yep.
and all that. So, like, I like how she did that, but at the same time, obviously, she did that because she didn't want him to feel bad at all in life, and he wants pain.
Hmm.
So the whole battle is like in the end when he finally like that curse breaks and
Yep.
then he feels pain, you know, he
He
feels
gets what he
something,
wants. Yep.
right? Yeah, and like even that itself, it was like really like one of the highlighting moments of the
Yeah,
game,
true.
I
I
feel.
mean, just if the game would have ended here, I would have still been happy, you know? Like, this is a very
But
good
they had
ending.
to have an
Yep,
overarching like
obviously.
story, right?
Yep,
Like
and of course
they had to have that.
they had to fulfill Kratos's wife's last wish. So, and
Yeah,
that's why we
I
get
mean
that.
that's how it started,
Yep.
because otherwise it would just be like half-assed. So I
Hmm.
think it was really good, like that they went with that, and yeah, like the battle, everything about this game was really good. The world, all the worlds that they created, the environment, it was amazing,
Hmm.
amazing. Like, seriously, like shit, man, I keep forgetting. What's the tree's name? Do you guys remember
The
the tree that connects them, all the different realms? It's like a
Ooh,
bridge between all the different.
no. I mean, it's
Damn it.
surprising. Like, I need to play it
Let's call
again.
the tree.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
call it the tree that
definitely.
connects everything.
Yes.
The tree.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool
Group.
place. It's like it loads, right? I mean, all different
Hmm.
maps whenever they're loading,
Yep.
you're just in that room,
Yep.
and then it just loads, and then you're just like, okay, you just walk out, and
Yeah,
it's a
like
different,
that was
you
another
know.
interesting thing that I really liked from God of War. So there are no loading screens in this. It's like a one-shot
Hmm.
game. The whole
Oh,
thing is just one shot. There is no fade to black unless you quit, of course. Quit बोल रहा हूँ.
Yeah,
Unless you quit, of course. It's a
hmm.
whole like just like there's just a cameraman who is behind Kratos all the time, and it
Ah,
transitions into cutscenes and out of cutscenes like
exactly.
perfectly. There
What?
is
What?
no fade to black. And
That
that's
was
what I
pretty
loved. I
cool.
mean, the, this could not be done. I mean, it seems impossible. Like if God of War didn't do
And
it,
it was done on the PlayStation 4.
yep, yep, it was done on the
Last
PlayStation.
gen, man.
Like it
And it worked flawlessly on all the PlayStation 4s. All of them.
debatable.
Cyberpunk.
Yes, we did it.
Yep, we mentioned
Okay,
Cyberpunk again.
so
Hey,
Cyberpunk
I
again.
didn't mention that, dude. Who mentioned that?
Hey,
What
and
I
nobody
mentioned
did.
that.
Karan.
Who was
What?
it?
Hello?
What?
So yeah, anyways, like the end where the big reveal, right? Where there was a like a prophecy and a hidden thing that you don't know throughout the entire game, that your son, who you're
Hmm.
protecting and everything,
Hmm.
the giants named him Loki, right? And that was like that moment where I was like, oh shit, like I didn't see that coming at all. Like
Hmm.
no, nobody does. Like that was really cool. Like I felt that was just amazing, the way
And
they ended that, and it opens doors for another sequel, obviously.
yep.
Okay. So I remember watching few videos and reading it here and there. So I said that Baldur wasn't looking for Kratos. So what I read was that there's this prophecy, right? Like they know about Ragnarok and shit like that. See,
Hmm.
everything is here on the wall. So apparently, it had something to do with Kratos' wife, and Baldur came to get rid of her, like by your kind and all. I read that he meant about giants and not Kratos. And have you seen that foreshadowing of the whole thing? Like when they fight, there is this symbol of there are these few symbols under the tree and shit like that. Did you guys see that?
I mean, it's
Do
No,
you
sorry,
do
it's
you
been a
remember,
I don't
while
Shiva?
since I
remember.
played this game. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I read was that they in the beginning they weren't looking for him. They were just looking for his wife and to get rid of all the giants, because that's what was happening. And that is why Baldur was there. Like he wasn't there for Kratos, and then it just happened. Like coincidentally, she died, and then he had to fight this guy. That is
But
what I remember reading. Like one
yeah,
of the
though
things.
that's I think you're wrong. Like that's not the reason. They did want to kill Kratos' wife because she was the last giant. But
Uh,
Baldur was not there for that reason. Baldur was there because he had heard that there is this god from another realm hiding in the woods. That's why he says, "Oh, I thought you'd be bigger." And then it seems like it was
that's what
his
I thought. You would be
purpose.
bigger because they're giants.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess
Maybe
we'll have to Google it
it's
later.
okay.
Let's Google that
Yeah,
later and let's
it's
confirm that in the
okay.
next episode. Find out in the next
Hmm.
episode, but we're not
Yes.
ending this episode yet.
So
Oh,
regardless, it was a really
Oh,
uh, never mind.
क्या
There's
हुआ
a
भैया
pigeon that
क्या
was about to eat my
what?
again.
wow. That would be a good ending.
a
There
pigeon
was
hit
a
your fan?
Yeah. So my gallery door is open and now it's closed. There was a
That's
pigeon about to eat the
normal.
So is the
It's
pigeon all
normal
right?
in Binder.
fan. This
Hmm.
was like my 4 p.m. ending.
Wow, I love this. Anyways,
Don't Google
Karthik.
pigeon hitting the fan. Oh,
no,
sorry.
Wait,
just
are we reading about this right now?
no. I mean, you can carry on. I'm just looking it up.
Um,
It's you, Karthik.
it's you, Karthik.
Oh, it's
It's
my
you.
you're done. Oh,
Wait, you
finally.
gotta start with a nice switch, okay? Like
Baldur was
you
sent
have to
because
switch it
Raven
properly.
says Baldur was sent because Odin thought they were bringers of Ragnarok.
Okay,
Hmm.
Talk to me about it, bitch.
Okay.
okay.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not.
Do
It's
we have
okay.
a trophy emoji? Can the chat please drop trophy emojis for Himanshu? Even though he's not completely right yet, I mean we still have to find that out. But yeah, we'll find out. I should play that game
Dude, you're
again. I
talking
should
about
I
game
should really play
endings.
that
I'm
game
talking
again
about the beginnings, man.
because 4K
Yeah.
60 frames per
Then,
second. I'm really
then
excited to try
you're
it
in
out.
the
Okay, so the game that I wanted to talk about, it's like one of the most impactful stories ever in game. Oh, Himanshu is wrong. Yep, there we go.
What the
Himanshu,
fuck?
can
Didn't
someone
I just
clip
say
that?
that they were here to stop Ragnarok? What the hell?
Okay, anyway,
Himanshu
let's not
is
waste our time in
wrong.
this.
Himanshu is wrong.
Hey,
But
we are
yeah,
not
Yeah.
going to believe
I love
everything what
reading that.
chat says, okay?
Oh, nice. Um,
Himanshu, look, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
yeah, dude,
We
this is
need a
how it
reel
is.
like this, dude. I love this.
Yeah. So yeah, the game that I want to talk about is Spec Ops: The Line. And I'm saying it right now. Farhan, can you hold it up just for me? Um, because that game, I recommend anyone to play it. If you like video games, play that fucking game. And if you're gonna play that game, just stop watching right now. I don't care if you lose viewers, just don't spoil it for yourself.
What
If
if
you're
I want to play that
even
game, man?
remotely
Even I want to
interested.
play that game.
Oh,
I haven't played that game.
oh,
Okay,
Correct.
let's end the episode here then.
okay,
Okay,
guys.
good
All
day.
right.
For tuning in,
Thank
guys.
you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
So,
Thank you so
do you
much.
guys really want to play that game?
No, it's
I
okay.
mean,
Just talk.
It's okay,
If
man.
it's
right.
free, I'll play.
Nah, it's not free. um, So that game starts out like any other military shooter. It's a third person shooter game. Let me just put it up.
It's Spec Op.
Spec Ops: The Line.
Uh,
So yeah, it
how
starts out
how old
as
is this game?
oh, this is pretty old. Starts out as any other shooter game, like you go to Dubai on a mission. This is based in Dubai, by the way. It's pretty cool. There's like
Oh,
sandstorms and everything in this game, and so these are like
Nice.
this is like a main character. And he's gone now. Yeah, this guy is our main character. This guy. Okay, so
Cool.
what happens in this game is you're trying to chase this general who is really, and I mean, I might be wrong in some of the story beats here, but I will tell you the gist of it. Yeah, this game was fucked up, exactly. It and I went in completely blind. I had no idea what this game is, what this game is gonna do. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, third person shooter. And just basic, quite mainstream mechanics. There's cover mechanics, there's shooting, just your
Hmm.
general generic third person
Yeah.
shooter. But where it differentiates itself is the story. So there is a very memorable thing, an event that happens. So basically, um, this guy, okay, yeah, you start the
The
game to
cool guy.
save American soldiers, save trapped there. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Um, and at so I don't remember what happened with the general, but yeah, so basically at one point, there is this evil general that you're trying to chase, and no matter what happens, so this guy is the captain of this team, okay, the main character, and no matter what happens, he just wants to chase that general, and he wants to, kill that general or at least apprehend him. And then what happens, like it doesn't matter what kind of measures he took, and it was never obvious that you're not supposed to trust this character, because usually, um
The video is paused, by the way.
yeah, usually the main, I mean, I can play it, but yeah, I've switched over to R, so people can
Oh,
see my face. um
yeah.
so usually main protagonists of any story, of any game, you trust them, right? You're like, okay, cool. This guy is, he might be mentally unstable, but he's truthful to the audience. And in this game, like and protagonist is always right, as Reuben says. You never get an idea about how fucked up this guy's mental state is until the very end of the game. And which is why I want to talk about the ending of this game. And so what happens is, so he's like behind this general, okay, and he says, "Oh, there are these enemy soldiers." Yes, spoilers. He says there are these enemy soldiers in one of the places, and they have access to white phosphorus, which it burns the skin. It burns the skin right off, and you can bomb that place.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. You get slapped on the face hard. Yep. I, Ruben is like hyping this ending up while I'm telling this, and then
Like,
Himanshu,
अरे
Farhan,
क्या सही ending है?
क्या क्या
अरे क्या
ending है
सही
bro?
ending?
I don't know. I hope it's I can
Yeah.
explain it. I can do it justice.
Go
I
for
think
it. Go for
Pranay
it.
should have been here instead.
So yeah, we bombed this place.
Next part two.
We bombed this place for phosphorus, with white phosphorus, and then we come to realize that this place was actually just civilians, and they were just taking refuge from a sandstorm. And once they find out, they start. Um, I am. Let me just find that. I I don't know where it happens, but yeah.
I've
So the
seen this. I've seen this.
so
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah, I've
the
seen
whole
this.
team is just absolutely fucking pissed at the captain. Like they were like, "What is wrong with you? Why did you tell us to bomb this place?" And you were so sure that there were enemy soldiers there, and yeah, they die. And then he also felt bad because he wasn't aware of that either. But he was just
mm,
um so into it, he didn't want to listen to anyone. He just wanted to get this general. And we see throughout the game that the general is calling him up. He's talking to him on the radio, the earpiece.
mm,
And then he comes to realize that, yeah, the general is so evil. So, end if the end is well, it doesn't matter how I get there. So then obviously he felt bad, and then he just jotted it up to collateral damage, and then they had to move on to kill this evil general. And then when you get to the end, you're just chasing this general. The general is talking to you all the time. You get to the end and you find out that the general is actually dead. He was never alive. This general,
then
Oh,
he never existed throughout this mission. This general was in
okay.
his mind, and he was
oh,
Oh,
hallucinating all this time. That was
okay.
that was just
Okay.
mind blowing to me. Like I could
That,
not
that is a good one.
believe that a game. So yeah, this is the general. So yeah, so this is general that um it was in his mind. He was talking to him on the earpiece, and then he's obviously, so this is the white phosphorus kind of thing that he's remembering. Okay, I killed
Oh,
civilians with the white phosphorus. Oh wait, I'm not showing it to
mm,
the stream. Um, so yeah, this is the general. Your orders killed 47 innocent people. Someone has to pay for your crimes. And then we go there. Um, and then yeah, and then we see that the general had already killed himself before this game even started, or maybe in the middle somewhere. But yeah, this general. Oh, I mean, you can see it's already decayed, so it's probably before the game started, right? I'm not sure, but yeah,
okay, okay. One doubt though.
hmm
If the general was dead, how did the protagonist get the general in his head? Like, how did he hallucinate something that really existed?
Oh yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, I played this
I
game
think
ages ago. I played this game like
yeah.
six, seven
he
years ago.
added him on Facebook. They were
Yeah.
It
friends on
reminds me of
Facebook first.
Senua's Sacrifice. Have you
Yeah,
played that?
and kind of Senua's
I'll
sacrifice
play.
is
Uh,
like, right off the bat, they're saying that okay, Senua has these mental issues.
Yeah,
She has these voices in his head. Um,
Mm,
and yeah, and actually, this general was made up. It's not like that general was exactly this person, his personality. That general
oh,
was made up in his mind. And he
mm,
was just like, oh, I have to kill the general now, he's so evil, etc., etc. And then in the end, and this is where it gets even better. Like you thought this was a plot twist, now it gets even better. So the player is given with, I think, three choices. The first choice is, and the team is not here. At this point, the team is not with him, so he can go
okay.
back and tell the team anything. So at this point, the player is given with three choices: either you kill yourself,
Mm,
or you admit to all of your guilt, and you obviously face the consequences, or
mm.
you just don't live, like you just face, so you just don't say anything, you just go back and you live with it.
So you, okay.
So the player is given those three choices, like, and this really
Mm,
reminded me of Shutter Island. Like, in the end,
uh,
how Leonardo DiCaprio, he admits, like he asks that question at the end, like, what do you think is better? It to die, um as a monster, or to live as, wait, it's really good dialogue. I need to look it
wrong
up.
movie.
die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the
Ah,
villain.
Okay, so yeah, he
Okay.
says which would be
I know what
worse?
you're talking about.
Which would be worse, to live as a monster or to die as a good man?
Hmm.
And then this is what like this is when we realize that okay, Leonardo DiCaprio really did those things. He was sane enough to understand this, so he was just pretending he didn't do it. But yeah, the player is given this choice at the end, and yeah, it really hit me. And in video game writing, this game is like taken as one of the best examples. Like it this People refer to this game's video writing. Like, so I really encourage
Hmm.
anyone who hasn't played it to still play it despite knowing the end. Just know how he got there. I mean, I might have missed a few story beats, so maybe it might not be
Yeah,
as
yeah.
impactful, but just that thing that that general never existed. He did all these things listening to some hallucinations in his head, and all this time you never knew that this protagonist is not to be trusted. You were just like, okay, yeah, he's such a noble American captain, like he's so good and he's doing everything for his country, and then in the end just to realize that it was all for nothing and he just killed those innocent people. And that innocent people's that mission is horrific, by the way. Like, let me just show you when they so they're somewhere else and they're bombing that place, and then they actually go down to check, and you see like this mother and her child, like they're hugging each other,
Yeah,
and
I've seen that
half of her
scene. I've seen
face
that
is
scene.
burned off. I will
Can you
try.
play that?
Yes, I'll try to find that. Actually, oh wait, here it is.
No, no. Okay. Do we need to see the bombing though?
No, 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 nah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Just this.
I want to see the Bombay.
I mean, bombing is just like it's just like a mini game.
Boom.
Like, you just
A generic bomb.
yeah. Yeah, you see these heat
Obviously.
signatures in the missile
Yeah,
console, and then you just click to
Play.
yeah.
shoot.
Play.
That's it.
Play.
So
Okay.
yeah, this was that scene.
Oh damn.
Was this PS3?
Yes, this was on PS3.
Okay. This looks like really like PS3 graphics.
Yeah, it is like typical PS figure
Yeah,
Yeah,
with oversaturating everything
and glow.
and the glow. Oh,
you have the bloom.
oh, that is such a
Okay.
Yeah, dude,
For me, it's an
this was
Xbox
crazy.
game.
is fucked up.
Oh, this.
Oh, that
Also,
gives me
classic died in the arms of their parent.
good thought.
And then of course the
Uh,
team is now turning on the
1 second, guys. 1 second, guys.
what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
This
he
was really
he
sad.
just accepts it and he says we need to keep moving
Sad.
and make those bastards pay. So the bastards is that
Yeah,
general's
he's
team.
still. Yeah,
He's still like, no, I need to kill this general. I need to
yeah,
kill this general, and then
yeah.
this general never existed. So,
So wait, so General gave him the order to bomb it.
mm, I'm
No,
not
he
sure
thought he
about
was
that
there.
detail.
Oh, he thought
That's what.
General.
Yeah, that's what Karthik said, right?
No, I thought he said enemies, not
No,
General
no,
specific.
he thought it was enemies. I think I'm not sure. Maybe the general told him to bomb that place. I should have probably read it up before coming
Mm,
on the podcast. But yeah,
It's okay. Either way, either way.
either way, yeah.
yeah,
So this is like, yeah, the
because
Enemy
the
general.
yep.
Ruben says Ruben.
It takes a
Another
strong man
man.
to deny what's in front of him.
enemy General. How
But
does an enemy?
that's really really okay.
That you're
Ah,
here because you wanted to feel like something you're not. Yeah, he wanted to become a hero.
Was supposed to use that place as enemy. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, see?
This is
So
interesting. Actually,
so
really
the
interesting.
radio that
The
he
story.
was using, it was already
mm-hmm.
disconnected. You see? The wires are disconnected. And he was always
Okay.
talking on this radio to that colonel.
Oh damn. Now, why does it have an antenna? Sorry for the logical question.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, but it has an antenna.
Yeah, but
Just don't
the
know batteries or
radios
something.
have antenna, right?
That's why it's a radio, dude.
Hmm.
Radio waves.
Probably no batteries or something, dude.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck
So
it
yeah,
then.
now
Let's
you're
not
not
go
real. This
there.
is all in my head.
Okay, regardless, I think this was a really good ending.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
and
yeah,
it's
story
really
wise, I think it's
it's like
really
it's
good.
again one of those endings that that makes you just sit there and just contemplate what you just experienced, and that's the kind of endings I love. And same with Last
Actually,
of Us, same with God of War. I mean, I haven't played Assassin's Creed, but yeah, there are
Revelations.
Revelations का था?
Revelations नहीं खेला तुमने?
Re-
You haven't played Revelations.
nah, bro, Revelations.
Revelations.
really.
Nah,
Revelations क्या है? कौन सा game है Revelations?
Renovations. I've played
Yeah.
Renovations.
Never.
Assassin's Creed Renovation. Man, that would be a really good game. Actually,
Assassin's
I
Creed
would play that.
Revelation.
I like how we
Renovation.
I like how we did only 4 games, dude.
Let's
7 games.
do a quick this thing like Watch Mojo, like honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions?
Honorable.
Bioshock
Yeah,
Infinite.
just like just talk about one game like this for like maybe like a minute.
Nah,
Bioshock
bro.
Like
Infinite.
Yeah, but
No, no,
we
that
can just
won't.
mention the names. Okay, if you want a really good ending, you
yeah,
can play these games.
Okay,
BioShock
wait.
Infinite is one of them.
I'll give a
No,
very
no,
quick
no.
recap of
No, no, no,
Bioshock
no, no,
Infinite.
no. Out.
No,
BioShock
let's
no.
do
Infinite.
this. Let's do this.
BioShock Infinite is
Let's do this. Let's do
impossible
this.
to sum it up in 1 minute.
Let's do this.
Impossible.
Please, please. Wait.
Everyone.
Okay. Everyone do this, okay?
Okay,
While we are
everyone
mentioning
give like
each
a
game,
an
okay?
honorable mention and like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, like
Okay.
this? Okay.
I'll have to
Okay.
think about
Let's
I'm
who's
gonna
first
say
in our
I'm gonna say Little Nightmares.
okay,
The ending is pretty cool. It's oh sorry,
Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares.
it. Oh,
the
that
the ending is
I like
pretty
it.
cool.
I like it.
It's
I like
unexpected.
ending ending of
Yeah,
the
definitely.
inside.
Ending of?
Inside's
The
ending
what?
Yep.
inside.
Hmm.
It's
Oh,
like
oh yeah.
I cannot. So if you ask me the ending, I cannot explain it. You'll have to play the
You
whole game to
cannot.
get it.
Yeah.
You cannot.
It is
Farhan?
that
I
that good.
love such games. For me, I think Spider-Man. Let's just say Spider-Man.
Hmm. Nice. Spider-Man PS4?
Spider-Man.
Was
It's very yeah. It's very close to Spider-Man 2, the movie. Like, and that's like my favorite movie, like
Hmm.
superhero movie.
Nice.
So yeah, Spider-Man.
Toby Maguire Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Okay, now we just have to come up with the best podcast ending because obviously this podcast was about
Hey, I didn't
endings.
mention my games. I
You
wanted to
said
Yeah.
say
BioShock
Bioshock
Infinite,
Infinite
right?
and Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Most wanted
Oh,
ending.
Yeah,
most
the most
wanted.
satisfying
I mean,
ending.
the game was
I've not
good.
played.
Satisfying
Hey, you get
ending.
your car back, dude. You
Yeah,
basically
I
give your
mean,
car away in the beginning and you get the car back.
Oh, the villain
Ruben says one. Ruben says one.
Final Fantasy
My favorite
Tactics.
of
chat. What is your game? 5 people in the chat.
Yeah, 5 people in the
hmm,
chat. Tell us your best
Seven.
ending.
Seven.
7 people. Okay,
I've
7
not
people.
played Final Fantasy Tactics. Not
Carbon.
what?
I
Is
I
that
pl-
a game?
I conquered like
Carbon was a
three,
Carbon.
2 or 3 areas of
So
Carbon.
basically, you defeat Darius in the end.
Okay,
Carbon
yeah,
was actually
I
nice, bro. I think Carbon was better than,
most wanted.
I don't know.
I like the
All the
system
other,
of Carbon better. It's like
Are you changing your list?
no, 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 no. I like the system of Carbon better, not the ending. I mean,
Okay.
I haven't seen the ending. Okay, I guess the chat doesn't have anything else to say.
There
So
is one person in the chat.
there is one person
Who
in the
is
chat.
active?
Super. Thanks, Himanshu.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that
dude.
was really good ending. Yeah,
He set
loved
out
ending.
to
Missing out.
get the princess and he gets the princess in
The
the end.
princess,
Mind-blowing ending.
See,
definitely.
The the
it
Also,
is
last
speaking
level.
of Mario,
Mhm.
we should do a really good this thing like a discussion on best game mechanics.
Yeah.
Like because if you've played Super Mario Galaxy
Mm.
on the Wii,
No, I
Mhm.
haven't. But
if you guys have, okay, maybe another episode we'll talk
yeah,
I
about
think we
yeah, we'll
should
talk
play
about it.
for
Unfair
sure.
Mario.
What?
Yeah, Limbo's ending is pretty cool as well.
Yeah,
Limbo's ending. Mm.
I think all of those games like Little Nightmares, Limbo, and Inside. I
Inside.
mean, they have that. I mean, I just like that. Like
Yeah.
the kind of ending where it's somewhere. It's like a limbo,
Yeah, it's
basically.
like a limbo. Yep.
Like
Okay, cool.
that's
So
pretty,
this
pretty good.
this podcast was about video game endings, and on that note of endings, we shall end this podcast of video game endings. Video
Like this
game
video
endings,
games
because video
podcast.
games are the greatest thing.
Himanshu, you're not following us.
They are
Himanshu, what is
literally
wrong with
just ones and zeros, but they still make
you? Yes,
you feel so
I mean,
many things. That's what video
yes,
games are for. And
yes.
and to end a video game, it's really, really hard. So yeah, if you're ever making
Hmm.
a video game, just don't end it.
Wow.
Never,
Yeah,
never
to
finish
end
it.
Never end it. That's it.
end a video game is really hard. What kind of
Top
games are you
tips from
playing,
a
man?
game dev. I like it. Game dev top tips. If you're ever making a video game, don't end it. Nice.
Yep.
I
Top
like
tips.
Video games
Pro tip.
are escapism. Okay, cool.
Only the tips.
Cool.
Thanks for tuning in. We shall see you
it.
next week, either 3 p.m. on Saturday or 3 p.m. on Sunday, or 3:30 p.m. on
Again,
Saturday or 3:30
Sunday,
p.m. on Sunday.
3:30
That's
p.m. on
just how our
Sunday.
life goes. It depends if I made my dinner or not by then. Okay, cool. Thanks for
I
tuning
like this.
in. See
Thank you,
ya.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.